The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet water. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path. For his name's sake, even though I walk through the darkest valleys, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. In moments, I go back and I think about my past and how far I have came in this walk of ups and downs, of these battles with the flesh. And when I talk to people or I listen to certain people or things that happen in my life, I go back and I think the one mistake that we cannot do is listen to people that are not where you're at in your walk. Not because you're better than they are, but what I say is this. For 29 years of my life, I lived it obeying people, following what they wanted, listening to them, doing what they needed, trying to prove them wrong, taking their advice. For 29 years of my life, Andre did not live his own life. He was not in control of his own life. He gave it to men and women and allowed them to control him mentally and through his heart. And when you listen to people who have not accomplished anything in this world, they can take you down paths that will leave you lost, broken, filled with anxiety, trauma, mental issues, and all these other issues that you may have at whatever age that you are at right now at this moment. See, as a young kid, being told what to do every single day of his life, how to eat, what to eat, where to go, how to dress, what school to go, when to wake up, when to go to sleep. And you might say, well, as a kid, those things should be. But is it out of love? Is it out of the purpose of what the Bible teaches us as parents? And then as a teenager, the verbal and the physical abuse, being told that you'll be nothing, that everything that you do is worthless, that you'll be like your father and your uncles, or like people on the street, homeless, being told that you couldn't read or write because you had a learning disability, or you couldn't maintain a job, or you wouldn't get a driver license, or you wouldn't graduate high school. I was filled with so much negativity as a man, as a kid, as a teenager, my entire life. I lived my whole life from the time I was a teenager to the time that I was about 29 years old, trying to prove people wrong. And let me tell you, when you live a life of proving people wrong, you will lose every single time. Because demons and devils are listening to those people. And they're influencing those people. And when you try to chase pleasure of people that don't even have success in their own life, you will fall time and time again. Now, let me tell you, some of the things that people told me was true. Things like, hey, don't have a kid with that woman, she's trying to trap you. Those things are true. You know, it happened to me. You're young, you're dumb, you're learning, right? But living my life trying to prove people wrong, I educated myself and I know how to read and write. I kept jobs for years and years and years that I should have never even been in more than a year or 2 years because I wanted to prove people that I can maintain a job. And then I got stuck in places with only knowing how to do one type of job. Told I never get a driver license. I went out and got my driver license young, early. Was told I'd never be able to keep a car, maintain a car. I have that car right now. 7 years. You know, things that were said behind my back and then told to me in my face. Trying to live to please these people of negativity and worthlessness. Not because I'm better than them, but because I was lost. The Lord is my shepherd and I lack nothing. See, when I told myself in my 30th year, because I just turned 30 not too long ago, I've been in this walk for only about a year, between June and July of 2024. When I gave myself to Jesus Christ, I remember it like it was yesterday. I had nothing and I lost everything. Family that I created, businesses that I started, all of my money. The house was up for foreclosure. Car was being towed left and right. I had all types of problems. I was literally Job in 2024. But when I gave myself to Jesus Christ and I tested him, and let me tell you, as a young kid, before the year 2013, I was an atheist. From 2013 to roughly about the age of 2021, I believed in God, but I didn't have an understanding of what God was and what it meant to give yourself to God. And then for 7 years of that time period, I was stuck between believing in God and believing Jesus was Satan. Think about that. But then when I lost everything and I said, Jesus, I'm done. I can't do this no more by myself. I'm going to give it to you. God, if you're real, I'm going to give it to you. Do what you please with my life. I can't do this no more. With thinking of ending myself and praying that day for the first time in 8 years, I received a text that exact same day, an hour after that prayer, from a friend that I haven't spoken to in 7 years, inviting me to church. God answers prayers. He makes me lie down in green pastures. See, God is nothing but love. Jesus is nothing but love. He is only going to give. He will never take anything from you. He will lead you beside quiet water. He's not going to put you in places where you cannot handle. He's going to build you up. He's going to make you strong. So when those people come with their negativity telling you can't do this, or this is too soon, or this job ain't the right job, or that car ain't the right car, or this opportunity that you was given is not for you, when they lead you down dark valleys, right, you will come out on top because God is in control, right? He refreshes my soul. When you fall over and over and over and over again, and you get up and you say, Jesus, my will is yours. You take it. Do whatever you want with this life. For his name's sake, even though we walk through the darkest valleys, we fear no evil, because we now have an understanding of who our God is and how powerful he is. Because that one phone call took me to church that day. And from that one phone call, I hopped from church to church to church trying to find where I needed to be placed. And I was going to Bible studies every Monday, every Wednesday, day in and day out for that whole year, until he put me and changed my schedule for my job and put me in church every Sunday. And then from just sitting in church to becoming an usher in that church and becoming a security guard and a greeter at that church. And then from that to changing all of my platforms, who was used for nothing but evil, to preaching his word. He changed the way I thought. He changed the way I loved. He changed my eyesight. He changed the way I hear. I actually went deaf. I went deaf before I 100% gave myself to him. Because even after, though I said that prayer, and even though after that time I went to church, I was still walking, baby Christian. He took my ears, my hearing, which made my relationship with him even stronger. Because when I said, Jesus of Nazareth, give me back my hearing, 3 days later, he gave it back. For you are with me, you're my rod and my staff, and they comfort me. It doesn't matter what happens in this world, in this planet of stuff that are not going to last. Because if I lost this house today, I'd be fine. If I lost my car today, I'd be fine. If I went broke again, I'd be fine. If I lost my hearing again, I'd be fine. If I lost people that I care about, I'd be fine. Because I went through all of those things already. Moses walked in the wilderness for 40 years before God gave him his purpose. People are going to come in your life and tell you what you can't do. You can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens you. Remember that. Do not let people hold you down. Demons and devils walk with them.